You call me Mr. Perfect.
Hey, Kurt Hennig fans, hello, and welcome to another episode of Kurt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. I'm your host, Steph. Today on our Perfect Podcast, we're going to watch along to the impromptu match between it was Kurt, Brian Adams, Rick Rude was there, and of course, Davey Boy Smith and Jim Neihart on Thunder. We're also going to watch the beginning where they attack Savage, and then also the end where they have him in the ring and Kurt kind of takes the mask and slaps the mask back down on his face. I can only imagine what Randy was thinking when that happened. But before we start, if you could please like, share, comment, and follow me on Rumble and on YouTube. Right now, we have about 86,000 on YouTube, I think, and on Rumble, we have 33. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and follow me, like, and share so we can grow those channels. And also, if you would like to donate to the show, please do it. My links will be in the description field for PayPal and also for Cash App. So if you could please give, just let me know which show you're giving for. So that we can distribute evenly if it's not for this show, if it's for Black Magic Talk, or if it is also for Pro Wrestling Talk, so I can distribute evenly accordingly. There we go. Of course, we always have the first promos. These are from his babyface run in '92 and '93. So we're gonna have four more promos, and I'm looking at them. They look like they are all from yeah, looks like they're all from the babyface run, which is fine. I like that babyface run probably a little more than than anything really. So, let me just get everything in order, and then we'll talk about the promos then too. Okay. So this is, as it says, 12/26/1992. Again, this is in the middle of his babyface run. Um, so I'm really glad that he was able to do some of these promos. Now, I didn't see him on Superstars. You don't really see him on Superstars until like 1993. They kind of do more vignettes. And I think this was because, like I said, guys, he was trying to reinvent this character. So, he had the vignettes with Mr. Perfect as a heel, and now he would have them as a babyface. So he does the football one, he does the basketball one with the Timberwolf guy. Um, Football, basketball. He also does the baseball one with Wade Boggs, who was a good friend of his. And again, I'm was reminded of a story that Wade Boggs told on Kurt's. It was a documentary dedicated all to Kurt, and because I think this shows how great of a man Kurt was. I have to bear this. I have to. It bears repeating. Okay, it bears the repeating of the fact that Kurt was such a great man and a great friend. I think so. The story that Wade told on the documentary was that him and Kurt had gone hunting together, and they were on this trail, and they got off of the trail, and excuse me, sorry, my sinuses. So they got off the trail and they came to a barbed wire fence. Now, my question to Wade or Kurt would have been, why didn't you just go around it? I mean, if you couldn't go around it, that's one thing. Okay, so you couldn't go around it. Fine, I get that part. Um, but like, couldn't you have like something to cut it? I don't. Maybe I'm just thinking too logically for this. But Wade says he's like, well, we'll just go over it, and went head over heels into the barbed wire, injuring himself very badly. Um, I mean, Kurt said it was awful. Well, Wade said it was awful. Kurt and Wade said it was awful. Um, he literally just like tumbled over, and Wade was very injured, like severely injured. Um, and Kurt just goes, I guess I'm gonna have to carry you. I mean, that's the kind of man that he was, that he would have done that. So we had to get him out of the barbed wire, of course. And then he kind of like put him up on his shoulder and sort of, carried him. Wade says it was like like a couple of miles. I think Curt said it was like 3 miles or something. But he carries him all the way to the hospital, and the doctor told Wade Boggs, that if they had been, any later, or they had never gotten to the hospital, like literally Wade could have been in big, big trouble. He could have deleted. Um, I think that, again, this story bears repeating because it just shows how wonderful of a man Curt was, and what a great and loyal friend. I mean, how many of the friends that you know of would cut you out of a barbed wire fence if you went, all the way over, head over heels into the barbed wire? I mean, it's not funny. It's really not funny, but it's kind of like, why didn't you cut it? I like I said, that's kinda like a me thought, um, but how great is that, I mean, and Wade still, talks about it with, and he misses Curt. I know, he sort of blames himself for, the self-deletion. Um, I honestly, Wade, I it was no one's fault. No one's fault if ever, Wade Boggs ever sees this. It definitely was nobody's fault. I think that, Curt was just in a dark place and couldn't get out of it. But, but I also did a little more digging, and for those fans who I know, we had done Owen Hart, people had talked about Owen Hart pranking Vince McMahon. Well, apparently Vince McMahon also got, he got ribbed by Curt. I had to do a little more research on this, but, yeah, apparently, uh, Vince was shooting his mouth off at a bar, and, ended up with Curt's Rolex in his ear. So you don't mess with Mr. Perfect. I don't care who you are, you don't mess with Mr. Perfect. My guess is he was trash talking him somehow. So yeah. Yeah, you don't shoot your mouth off about Curt, no matter where you are. So, anyway, here we go. So this promo, like I said, is in the middle of the babyface run. Um, I'm gonna turn it up so you guys can hear it. But so this is 92. He would do promos, and then of course he would do vignettes too, just to reinvent this character and kind of, make a stance that he was a good heel as he was a good babyface. He was a great babyface. So here we go, guys.
Last year, Ric Flair, you won the Royal Rumble only because of the advice of Mr. Perfect. The perfect advice. That's how you won the Royal Rumble. Well, this year, Ric Flair, I'm not going to be advising you. I'm not going to be consulting you. I'm going to take care of Mr. Perfect. And you know what? I'm going to win the...
Yes, perfect. I definitely think that this was, I mean, a perfect promo, right? So, I stopped sharing there, so, I wouldn't get like a commercial or anything in there. So yeah, like, again, this was right before the Royal Rumble in '93, and he had just become a babyface at Survivor Series, so he was kind of stepping out on his own, not really under the thumb of anybody. He just was, becoming that baby face. So of course, you want some time to reinvent the character, reinvent the gimmick, reinvent yourself, and show how good of a baby face you can be. So I think that was a tremendous promo, um, especially for the Royal Rumble. So the next one is the other. So I showed the first promo that he had with Randy Savage right after Survivor Series. I'm going to show you the other one. I kind of didn't like this one because it seemed like they were at odds for real. But again, that was probably not a shoot. It was probably a, kayfabe promo. Um, they probably were just acting that way. So anyway, it's a special bulletin. I think it's on Wrestling Challenge. Um, so let me go ahead and get that up. Here we go. Okay. So it's a special bulletin. This is 11/22. It is Wrestling Challenge, like I said. So here we go.
It's official, and this is the biggest news I can recall in recent World Wrestling Federation history. At the Survivor Series this Wednesday night in the main event, the Ultimate Warrior is out. And the Macho Man Randy Savage has said if he had his druthers, there was only one man he would choose to be his partner. As a matter of fact, here's what the Macho Man had to say this past Monday night on WWF Primetime Wrestling.
Big gut check, yeah. Possibly this guy could be the perfect tag team partner for me to go against Razor Ramon and Ric Flair. A bunch of intelligent Confuciuses around the table there. Nobody's got nothing kicked in.
You don't mean... Who do you mean?
Read between the lines.
Oh, man. Do you mean that perfect tag team? Do you mean Randy Savage? Who do you mean? Spell it out. Come on.
Spell it out. It's Mr. Perfect. You?
I'll
point at you right now.
Perfect.
I don't know. Hey, get the smile off your face, brother. Get the smile off your face. I'm serious.
You've been in the ring a long time. Wouldn't you select Mr. Perfect?
Oh, of course I would. I mean, who knows Ric Flair better? That's the natural thing to select.
Little did Bobby Heenan know how prophetic he was at the time he made those comments. As a matter of fact, Randy Savage did make the perfect choice. And earlier this week, I had an opportunity to talk with the perfect team. Macho Man Randy Savage, I don't have to tell you that Ric Flair and Razor Ramon are absolutely livid with whom you have chosen to be your tag team partner this Wednesday night at the Survivor Series.
Well, that's too bad. You guys need to get over it, yeah, because that's the name of the game is surviving, and I am a survivor. That's why at the 11th hour, I reached out and picked a guy that I don't necessarily like, yeah. Of all the wrestlers in the World Wrestling Federation, past, present, and future, that I could have picked for this one occasion and one occasion only, I think I picked the perfect tag team partner, Mr. Perfect, and together against Razor Ramon and Ric Flair, we're going to make them tired of living and scared of dying, yeah.
Who would have ever thought this? Who would have ever thought? You know, Savage, I don't especially care for you either, you know?
Hey, I don't like you either, huh? What are you trying to say?
Hey, you and I never met each other inside the squared circle. Lucky for you.
No, lucky for you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, not so lucky for you, Ric Flair and Razor Ramon. We got ya. Here I am, standing right up next to the Macho Man, flying high. You know, Ric Flair, you were the one the whole time. You were walking in Mr. Perfect's footsteps. You were walking in Mr. Perfect's shadow. You wanted to be like Mr. Perfect. Well, too bad. There's only one Mr. Perfect, and that's me. And Razor Ramon, the favor I did for you, I am the man who brought you into the World Wrestling Federation. And now I'm going to do myself a favor by eliminating you from the World Wrestling Federation. I'm standing up here next to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Unbelievable. And Bobby Heenan trying to manipulate me this whole time, trying to keep me out of the ring because he wanted Ric Flair to have the spotlight. Well, Mr. Perfect is back, and Mr. Perfect and the Macho Man Randy Savage are going to take the spotlight, and Survivor Series, we are going to survive.
Like it. The confidence that he has and the attitude that he has. We're on the same wavelength, same frequency, yeah.
Ric Flair, woo!
Ooh, yeah. Dig it!
Okay. Yes. This one was a good one. I thought I didn't like the how do I put this? I just didn't like they're like, well, I don't care for you either, I think they should have just stuck with the whole kind of like the other one. I like the other one better. So yeah, this was like right before Survivor Series. So again, this was the start of his babyface run in 92 and 93. I mean, that was a great promo. I just like the other one better because it seemed like they were kind of shooting, but for all I know, could have been, not a shoot. Probably was a work. I would hope so. But yeah, so that was a good one. Just give me a second. It was good. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen a little more from Curt, less from Macho Man, and but it was a great promo. Okay, it was a great promo. Okay, so this one I think is right before the Royal Rumble. I think. So it's 124 1993. So at least we're on 93 now. So this is probably a promo for the Royal Rumble.
Perfect opportunity for me, Mr. Perfect. 30 of the greatest athletes that WWF has to offer. There's only one man who is a winner and who is absolutely perfect. Flair, you won it last year on my advice. If you take my advice this year, you might as well not even show up. Because I'm going to win the Royal Rumble and get a shot at WrestleMania at the World Wrestling Federation Championship, or I'm not perfect.
He's not perfect. He is perfect. We've already determined that. Yeah, so that was the Royal Rumble, and I like that one. It was really good. I just these Royal Rumble ones are really good for him. Even though he didn't win the Royal Rumble, I still think that they were pretty strong for him. These not only these promos, but the promos he did in 93 I thought were tremendous. I'm not sheesh. I'm not surprised that he knocked it out of the park every time with these promos. They were just, what can you say, perfect, right? I think they were perfect. I think they were definitely perfect, for Curt. And I think he had a lot to offer people. Um, so yeah, I think that was a good one. This next one is it's Curt and Brett. Okay. Now I did, and we will go over these. I did find some videos of some house matches with Curt and Brett when they teamed up in 93. Both are one is from Madison Square Garden. And I think the other one is from somewhere in New York. But of course they were against Razor Ramon and the narcissist Lex Luger. So we will go over those. But thanks to whoever taped them. Sometimes, I mean, they're not they're not at ringside or anything, but you can definitely tell who is in the ring and stuff. But kudos, you could get in real big trouble if you did that. So kudos to whoever did that. I actually downloaded them before they took them off, because you never know, for copyright reasons they may take them off for YouTube or whatever. So I just went ahead and downloaded them off of YouTube, just so that I could have them forever, because I was a big Curt Hennig fan. So so I think they and I don't remember now who won. We'll have to watch them and find out. But the next one, like I said, is Brett and Curt. So they had some house shows where it was them, Curt and Brett, and then the narcissist and Razor Ramon. So we're only going to watch the Brett and Curt part. I don't really want to watch the Lex Luger part. Let me get that. Okay. So, all right, here we go.
You know, when a person thinks about wrestling ability, technical knowledge in wrestling, the two soundest wrestlers in the World Wrestling Federation, maybe in the history of the World Wrestling Federation, are right here, right now. Mr. Perfect and the excellence of execution, the Hitman. And you know something? We're second-generation wrestlers. We've been learning wrestling since we were this tall. And we're really, really looking forward to stepping in the ring with the narcissist and Razor Ramon.
The bottom line is, champ, that you are the excellence of execution and that I am perfect. And Razor Ramon and the narcissist, you are going to find out that we are a perfect combination.
An excellent combination.
Perfect combination.
Excellent, too.
Yeah, we're excellent too. So yeah, that one, I mean, what can I say about them? They're two consummate professionals. They were second generation, just as Brett said. Unfortunately, they only have, they were house matches that those two would actually, but they did a lot of promos. They did several promos in 1993 together. That one I believe was somewhere in March. It just says 1993. I don't know. Oh no, this one says February. So February 20th, 1993. So this one was actually in February. The one we'll watch next week is actually in March. So February and March, they were doing a lot of promos. In That's so funny that they did most of them in 1993. So again, we will watch those house matches. They are kind of long. They're like 11 minutes, so I might like do both of them back to back. But again, this was all for house shows that they were doing promos for. So I like that promo. I think that Curt should have done a little more talking. No offense, Brett, but I just think that Curt should have done a little more talking. I mean, Brett was the champion. Okay, fine, cool, whatever. And that's fine. But I just think that Curt should have done a little more talking. And we're going to literally have Brett and Curt, 3.0 when we come to Uncensored. Excuse me. So Curt and Brett will meet each other in WCW at Uncensored, and we will get to that match because again, Rick Rude is also in that match. Well, he's a part of it. Like he's part of the outside. He kind of like gets in the middle of the ring eventually, and they beat up Bret Hart basically because he refused to go to the NWO. But then we will also see Bret Hart go to the NWO on my birthday in 1998, April 20th, 1998, when I turned 12 years old. He will turn on Savage. Yeah, he will turn on Savage on a Monday Nitro and help Hogan win the belt back. And then like he'll come out on my birthday and say, "Oh, well, and Savage basically comes out and smacks him in the mouth." So they never really get out why, but Brett has like a Hogan shirt on. That's like, it's like a Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan shirt. But he never really says why he turns. He just, is like popped in the mouth by Randy Savage. All right. So the first thing we're going to watch here on Peacock is it's when the NWO is beating up Savage. So this is around the time where Hogan and Savage were having their feud in WCW. And then we'll watch Curt's impromptu match with the British Bulldog and Jim Neidhart. And then we'll watch the end when they kind of carry the Macho Man out. It's kind of weird. And then you'll watch as, Curt does that with the mask. So like sapping it back onto his face. And ouch, that kind of hurts. Okay. Okay. So for all those who are on the video, sorry, I just want to make sure this don't do anything. Okay. So for all those who are listening to the audio, it's WCW Thunder Season 1, Episode 7, February 19th, 1998. I'm at 2 minutes, 56 seconds. Okay, and I'm going to start this. Whoa. It's literally the NWO running at Savage because he was talking to Luger. Hey, there's Curt. He takes the belt off and starts slapping Savage with it.
Fans, you're looking at what happened earlier today. Now, that's the NWO. There's Hollywood Hogan in a chair. And you will see
Dusty
in just
Rhodes.
a moment that the men they are pounding on, there you see on the curb, Lex Luger, the total package, and the Macho Man, Randy Savage. They went right by Mike Tenay. They went right by Chris Jericho, and they were hammering these two men. The story here that I think we need to talk about is not the fact the NWO once again is attacking someone.
He puts his shirt on top of the camera.
The Macho Man and Lex Luger were out in the parking
There's Rick Rude.
Now, Lex Luger and the Macho
Rick
Man
Rude right here.
are scheduled to go one-on-one in a no disqualification match coming up at Super Brawl. And they are members one of WCW. There you see Luger. One of the
Luger's doing his job, acting like he's not even there.
You can speculate all night. We need to talk about what happened out in the parking lot, and we're going to try our best during the course of this program.
I think Curt was over there hitting him with a chair.
It's very bizarre to see him out. And I'm going to be honest with
For
you.
life, huh?
Look how angry Hogan is. Look how they're dragging the Macho Man in. They left Luger out there. Guys, I think it's very obvious that they were discussing things, and I think that the Macho Man and Luger have come to...
Trying to see it. Okay. So yes, that was again, it was just like, you know, how do I put this? So basically, again, this was in the middle of the Randy Savage Hulk Hogan feud, Hollywood Hogan feud, where they kind of split the NWO up a little bit, like a little bit. So we could already see the writing on the wall for this, as again, this was sort of like, you know, this was basically where they would eventually, later on, they will eventually split the NWO. So it'll become either NWO Red or NWO Black and White. So NWO Hollywood or NWO Wolfpack. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why you would split it. That's not me. I don't know why you would split that, but okay. I just like it how Curt had the Hollywood Hogan belt and he took it off and started whipping Savage with it. So, hey, come see, come saw, right? Whatever you want to do with that one. So, okay. Going to do this again. All right, so this is the match, this impromptu match. Now, Bryan Adams will come out with Rick Rude and with Curt, and they will talk, and then out will come Davey Boy Smith and Jim Neidhart.
That better mean you too, Lee, I guess.
That's fine. He can speak.
To claim to be the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be is making a very bold statement. And it was obvious to me, Curt, that last Monday, live on Nitro, you single-handedly eliminated Bret Hart from all three of those categories. But now, my question to you, old buddy, old chum, with such a large selection of dweebs in the WCW, why would you choose Bret the I Quit Man Hart to pick on?
First of all, Bret Hart's been walking around telling everybody, I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there will be. As far as I'm concerned, hey, Rick Rude, you retired as world champion. That makes you the best there ever was. And there can't be any doubt in anybody's mind that I'm the best there is right now. And by the time it's all over, Bryan Adams will be the best there ever was. Now wait.
That's an anvil and a bulldog.
Here we go. There we go.
Hey, well, you guys are real good at hitting people from behind. Hey, well, baby, we're here right now.
What?
How about it? Face to face, right now.
You're out here to protect Bret Hart. You're here to fight his battles. Let me tell you something, Billy Goat Boy.
Billy Goat Boy.
They said, let's get it on right now. Charles Robinson has come out as well. He's asking for the bell, and we've got a match we didn't even expect.
Typical Thunder. Ring the bell, and let's go.
How about this one? Another unanticipated event, and this is a major tag match. We've got the NWO against WCW. There you see Curt Hennig and the British Bulldog, and Bryan Adams and Jim the Anvil Neidhart in the other corner.
The first to compromise the Bulldog, however, was a thundering double axe. courtesy of one Mr. Rick Rude. That's what put the Bulldog down before Hennig laid his hands on him.
Guys, we are in the midst of an all-out
No,
war.
Rick was part of that team too.
That was laid down by Hollywood Hogan and Eric Bischoff a few weeks back, and you have been seen here tonight, remnants of it everywhere, from the parking lot to the ring, all the way, even in the police headquarters tonight with Kevin Nash. And it is going on right here before our eyes, and the Bulldog and Anvil are trying to take charge here. This is almost like a Texas tornado match where all four men are in the ring.
Slingshot by the Bulldog.
At the same time.
Well, what you're really seeing here is the NWO fighting Bret Hart's brother-in-laws. That's what you're seeing right here, the Bulldog and the Anvil. Well, don't forget, Brain, if you listen to Bischoff and you listen to Hogan, they'd like to convince everybody that they're a family. There's nothing wrong with the family of Bret Hart defending his honor here on Thunder.
Rude sent the Bulldog crashing to the steel steps, enabling the double team on the inside. And now Rude choking the British Bulldog. The Bulldog, I don't know if he's out of it or not. He hit very hard.
Watch Rude.
Rude has come in now choking the Anvil. And Brian Adams.
Makes no difference to the referee. I don't know if this is a match with sign sanction. It just started.
No, I mean, this isn't a sanction match. This is just a brawl between all four guys.
He is trying to restore some order to a disorderly situation. And now on the outside.
You know, it's only going to get worse, too, tonight.
Look at this Rude with his tie again. This Rude has always been one of the most dangerous men in our sport. Now at ringside with his longtime boyhood friend of Curt Hennig, and now with Brian Adams. The NWO getting stronger. The referee has finally asked for the bell on many fronts, but I still think underneath, with the Macho Man problems crumbling. And if the Macho Man and Luger have made a back, all right, we're back. Before we send it to Mike today, the tape machines are rolling during the commercial break. We're going to take you back and show you what you missed while this past commercial break. I tell you, it was quite a scene. WCW officials came out, security came back. They could not control these four men. Actually, throwing Rudy in these five men. There you see Adams hooking to Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the British Bulldog, and Curt Hennig going down. Doug Dillinger trying to restore some order. They really couldn't get order at all restored here.
Well, what you really are seeing is a family against a dysfunctional family. You see the brothers-in-law.
Get out of the way.
Look at this. This is uncontrollable. This is why this has been so wild tonight. I mean, it started in the parking lot. I mean, we've had guys thrown in jail. Jeez.
All right. Stop sharing. I will find this real quick. This just goes to the end here. So, again, this wasn't really a match. I would say this was more like a brawl between all four of these guys. Only because they ended up, it wasn't really a sanctioned match. It was kind of like everyone was hitting everybody, like a free-for-all almost, but not like a Royal Rumble kind of thing. Hang on one second. So it was like, I guess it was like kind of a Texas tornado match almost. Only, like I said, it just, to me, it seemed like, it was just like a free for all and a brawl outside of the, squared circle. So, yeah, this, I think it was a great promo. I like how Rick Rude was kind of making fun of Davey Boy and Jim Neidhart there. Not really making fun. Remember, guys, they all hung out together, so I'm sure Rick was like, "Yeah, come on in. We'll all have a promo together and kind of be against them." So, yeah, it was a good like impromptu match. Is the best way I can describe it, I guess, because it just seemed like. I mean, it was just like a brawl, like there was no rules. Everyone was in the ring. No one, at one point, Curt does get out of the ring, but that's because Davey Boy is on the floor. So, so eventually, I mean, he will get back into the ring. And again, like, I don't think the referee had control of any of it. So it's just like, I hit you, you hit me, and everybody's in the ring hitting each other. So, and then I wanted to show that brief little interval where they actually like show what happened during the break when there was commercials. So we're just going to watch the end of this. This is Curt comes out and he, like I said, watch him. He's going to snap Savage's mask. They put a Sting mask on Savage, and Curt snaps it not once but twice. He snaps it on Savage's face, and I almost like want to like ask. I wish I could ask Savage, like, did that hurt? And did you say anything back to Curt when he did that? Because that hurt. I mean, I'm sure that hurts. Okay, so here we go.
Welcome to our show. Hollywood, you do what you gotta do.
Well, you know, boss, everybody knows that when you're in the NWO, you're in
Curt,
the
don't kick his arm.
for
Live.
And nobody knows it better than our friend, our brother, the guy that we love the most, the Macho Man.
That's who it is, then.
And tonight,
Now watch,
I'm really
Kurt's gonna
sorry to
snap the
disappoint
mask
everybody,
twice.
but
Oh,
the
there's
match
first time.
between Macho
That's the first
Man
time.
and
Curt, you
Sting
idiot.
is not going to go down.
Stop doing that.
Simply because Macho Man is now in the fold. Macho Man realizes it's much better to run as a pack.
3
with
Minnesota
the
guys
NWO.
over there on the other side.
And Macho Man knows that he doesn't want to destroy Sting tonight, because just like he said a minute ago, Hollywood, he's all yours. Now that we're all on the same page, now that we're all together with brotherly love, I hate to disappoint
He snaps it
all the
again.
NWOites.
He snaps it again.
You're gonna have to tune in this Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Watch the pay-per-view and watch Hollywood beat Sting for a 1, 2, 3. And then, when you worship the ground I walk in, there will be no more controversy. Because Hollywood is ready for Sting. And even though he's advertised, even though Sting is in the building, there's no way
I really like Kurt's
that
boots.
yellow-bellied coward would show his
I wonder where he
face
got 'em.
with the whole NWO out here. So Sting
There's
Yeah,
Sting.
think twice, big mouth. Wrong again. Here it comes.
went right into the pit,
Right in the middle.
there.
Right in the middle of it. He's going to hit everything that moves. Including Bischoff.
But he's human. He can't put up a fight with all these men in there.
Oh, I'm not so sure that he's human. I think he's transcended.
No, I don't think he's transcended. You're either human or you're not. You're an animal.
Towards him at all. Letting everyone else fight his battle for him. Yes, Sting is completely tearing up the NWO.
And Hogan's keeping his distance.
Stalking towards Hollywood Hogan. And Hogan comes back in the ring as the troops swarm in on Sting. You know, this is what they wanted. They want to beat him up. They want to get to him. 3 days before Super Brawl.
See, it's only a matter of time until he took over.
Luger! Busted up, ribs and all.
The total package is here.
Here he comes. He's come in to help out Sting.
And Savage is still laying in the middle of the ring, unconscious.
And I think we just got our answer about the condition of Lex Luger. But there's no problem with his heart, that's for sure. Has it come in, though, to help out Sting and Savage? That's the question that we're going to take the Super Brawl.
You got me.
Sunday night.
Okay. So definitely stop sharing there. Okay. So yeah, that I didn't like that again. I don't like Luger, I don't like Sting. So what do I say about all that? Hey, at least we got to see Curt, right? Like 3 times. Now he will come out on the next Thunder. I'm not sure if he has a match or not. If not, we can improvise and do like another match or something. But excuse me. He definitely sorry. Had a little fuzz or whatever. But he will come out and have like a promo saying, "Oh, my dad's better than your dad." It's kind of like what they did back in '93, only Curt is a heel this time. So, like, your dad couldn't beat my dad on his best day, that kind of thing. I don't know if Larry Hennig or if Stu Hart ever met in the ring. I'm sure they probably did. But yeah. So what's going to happen now, guys, is you're going to hear a bunch of shameless plugs because that's it for me. And also, I just want to let everyone know I will have a little thing at the end saying that the outro that I do, or the country song that I help create, is AI generated. Just want to let everyone know that I mean, I wish they had done a country song on Curt. That would have been freaking awesome, I think, anyway. But and I think if Curt could hear this country song, I think he definitely would like it. I think it would definitely be something he would definitely want to learn the words to, since it's all about him. And I am getting I do have to also do a Rick Rude. We're gonna watch the Super Pose Down. That'll be for my Rick Rude fans who have been kind of waiting for that. I'm sorry, I've been really, really busy with my other two shows. Plus, I have another job on top of that. So we will be doing that. Also, this is being recorded on October 9th. So on October 13th, I will have the wonderful and great Kit Cabello. Plus, I will have Angel Riviera, the greatest of all time. No. So the great Kit Cabello and also the great Angel Riviera will be on my show. We're going to do an Ultimate Ribs 2. And I'm going to do more of the same. Basically, I'm going to show more of people talking about Curt's ribs, and we're just going to have a great time. It'll probably be about 2-3 hours. So that's we will record that this Sunday, and then it will come out next week. So next week will be the Ultimate Ribs number 2 for it'll be with Kit and Angel. And we may have another special guest. I don't know. I met the gentleman on Pro Wrestling Talk. He hasn't really contacted me at all. I'm hoping he will. But he says he knew Curt personally and used to talk to him about things as they hung out, which is really cool. He's more than welcome on this show, and I can't wait to talk to him and hear all the stories he has about Curt. So again, for everyone will hear shameless plugs, and then Rumble, you will just hear the outro. Where YouTube, you guys will hear the little spiel I do. Hey, this is AI generated, and then you'll hear the outro song. Okay, but that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Very brief episode. Sorry it wasn't longer, but I mean, we got right to it. So. But next week we're going to do a Monday Nitro, I think. Let me just check this out here. So I think it's hang on a second. Monday Nitro. I think I'm not sure what kind of match he has. Oh, I know. He has a match with he has a match with Lex Luger. But Luger calls out Scott Steiner. This is when they literally turned Scott Steiner. So they made Scott Steiner part of the NWO. An interesting match, to say the least, because Scott Steiner kind of hurts himself. It was an accident. I'm sure he kind of scratched himself, but yeah, like I like the match. I just wish they would have concentrated more on Curt and Luger, because literally it was Luger and Curt. It wasn't Scott Steiner, even though Scott Steiner had just turned to the NWO. All right. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. And then again, next week, you will get to see the Ultimate Ribs number 2 with Kit Cabello and Angel Riviera. I'm so excited, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week on the flip side. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Okay, guys, this is where we're going to do some shameless plugs here. So the first shameless plug, if you could please go over to my other show, which is Black Magic Talk. I will put the links in all the description fields. Just to, if you could just kind of browse it, if you are not only a wrestling fan, but you like Wicca or paganism, and you'd like to learn more about it. We just did some recent episodes. So if you'd like to hop over there, just click the link in the description field. If you would like to give to the Black Magic Talk Patreon, that link will be in the description field. And again, if you would like to have a tarot reading on the show, you can DM me on X. My link for that X will be in the description field. If you would like to do one off the show, you can also just DM me and I will give you my rate. My co-host is Matt Collins. He can also give you a tarot reading on the show or off the show. If it's on the show, all you would have to do is become a Patreon supporter for $5 a month. You get all kinds of perks. And again, we can let you know when you can come on the show. And if you'd like to do it off the show, Matt can definitely give you his rating for doing tarot. The next shameless plug I would like to do is, of course, Pro Wrestling Talk will always be on Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is scheduled to change, but Angel and I will let you know on the Wrestling X. So if you would like to DM us at any time, me and Angel, my link will be in the description field for my Wrestling X, and that is for Pro Wrestling Talk, and also for this podcast, Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. If you would like to give to the Patreon, I have for Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. Again, you can go and look in the description field. It should be there. I have $1, $3, $5, and $10. The other show is just $1, $5, and $10. Or no, I'm sorry, it's $3, $5, and $10, I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But if you could give, thank you in advance. If you would like to ask any questions for pro wrestling or Black Magic Talk, you are free to direct message me on X, or Angel, my host for Pro Wrestling Talk. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, unless it is scheduled to change, but we will definitely let you know beforehand. So, of course, this show, I'm going to do a shameless plug for this show. Again, $1, $3, $5, and $10 you can contribute on Patreon. If you would like to give on Cashapp, I will take donations on Cashapp, but direct message me on X if you would like to do that, and I will give you my handle. So if you have any questions like about the show or any technical questions, you can always direct message me on my X, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. The next shameless plug I would like to do is for Hardlands Media, Kit Cabello, someone I call a good friend of mine. Please check him out. He is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central, and that would be 10 p.m. Eastern. So 9 a.m. Central, he is Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, depending on when you can catch him in a good mood for a Saturday brunch. If he does do Saturday brunch, I usually am sleeping or at work, so but check him out. He's really good on politics, and I have the pleasure of calling him friend. Some more shameless plugs. If you could also subscribe to Angel in the Afternoon. He does a great job on politics as well. And that's Angel in the Afternoon, and he's usually on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. That is also scheduled to change. If you have any questions about it, he'll usually let you know. And he will definitely, you can direct message him if you need to get a hold of him. The last one is Deconstructing. His name is Dave. I really recommend him too. He has a little podcast on YouTube. All you'd have to look up is Deconstructing Topics, and he does some really good stuff. I really recommend you guys check him out. Subscribe to everybody I just said here, and check them out. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Hey, Curt Hennig fans, just want to let you know that the ending outro song is AI generated. Again, it is AI generated. Thank you all for listening. And remember, everyone, no one beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody.
He walked into the ring, a legend set to soar. In the flashing lights you could hear the crowd roar. With a twinkle in his eye, a swagger in his stride, Curt Hennig, he was more than a star in their eyes. From the farms of Minnesota to the wrestling hall, he stood undefeated through it all. A father, a friend, a hero we'd see, perfect in the memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we'd see, perfect in the memories for you and me. In the quiet of the evening, stars shining bright, you'd hear tales of his glory long into the night. With a grip like a vice and a smile that gleamed, he lived every moment like out of a dream. His days in the sun and the nights in the cold, stories of Curt never grow old. Remember the laughter, battles hard fought, perfectly missed, but never forgot. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rose to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we see, perfect in memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rose to his feet. Though he's gone now, his legend's still strong. Here's to Curt Hennig, where he belongs.